Give me 4 years to teach the children, and the seed I have sown will never be uprooted. A lie told often enough becomes the truth. One man with a gun can control 100 without one. Give us the child for 8 years, and it will be a Bolshevik forever. The way to crush the bourgeoisie is to grind them between the millstones of taxation and inflation. There are no morals in politics, there is only expedience. A scoundrel may be of use to us just because he is a scoundrel. Without revolutionary theory, there can be no revolutionary movement. The press should be not only a collective propagandist and a collective agitator, but also a collective organizer of the masses. No amount of political freedom will satisfy the hungry masses. The press should be not only a collective propagandist and a collective agitator, but also a collective organizer of the masses. Freedom in capitalist society always remains about the same as it was in ancient Greek republics, freedom for slave owners. It is true that liberty is precious, so precious that it must be carefully rationed. Give me 4 years to teach the children, and the seed I have sown will never be uprooted. Despair is typical of those who do not understand the causes of evil, see no way out, and are incapable of struggle. The modern industrial proletariat does not belong to the category of such classes. A revolution is impossible without a revolutionary situation. Furthermore, not every revolutionary situation leads to revolution. When there is state, there can be no freedom, but when there is freedom, there will be no state. Can a nation be free if it oppresses other nations? It cannot. Politics begin where the masses are, not where there are thousands, but where there are millions. That is where serious politics begin. Crime is a product of social excess. Any cook should be able to run the country. The most important thing when ill is to never lose heart. While the state exists, there can be no freedom. When there is freedom, there will be no state. Communism is Soviet power plus the electrification of the whole country. Our program necessarily includes the propaganda of atheism. Capitalists are no more capable of self-sacrifice than a man is capable of lifting himself up by his own bootstraps. Without a revolutionary theory, there cannot be a evolutionary movement. To rely upon conviction, devotion, and other excellent spiritual qualities, that is not to be taken seriously in politics. When one makes a revolution, one cannot mark time, one must always go forward or go back. He who now talks about the freedom of the press goes backward and halts our headlong course towards socialism. The government is tottering. We must deal at the death blow at any cost. To delay action is the same as death. It is impossible to predict the time and progress of revolution. It is governed by its own more or less mysterious laws. If it were necessary to give the briefest possible definition of imperialism, we should have to say that imperialism is the monopoly stage of capitalism. The history of all countries shows that the working class, exclusively by its own effort, is able to develop only trade union consciousness. Under socialism, all will govern in turn and will soon become accustomed to no one governing. If socialism can only be realized when the intellectual development of all the people permits it, then we shall not see socialism for at least 500 years. The goal of socialism is communism.